Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the Library Marketing Show. I'm Angela Hursh from superlibrarymarketing.com, and today I want to put to rest a question that I get very frequently when I work with libraries about email and privacy. Before I do that, head to superlibrarymarketing.com after you watch this episode to have access to back episodes, to suggest a topic for a future episode of the Library Marketing Show, or to nominate your library or another library for Kudos. We're going to do Kudos in a couple of minutes. First, let's talk about email and privacy. Quite frequently, I get asked by folks working in a library what they can say to their senior leaders who are nervous about emailing their patrons, specifically emailing them with promotional messages, because of invasion of privacy concerns. I got this question just this week from one of the viewers of the Library Marketing Show. So I'm going to start out with a big old blanket statement that I want you to kind of soak in for a bit. Sending marketing emails to your patrons is not an invasion of privacy. Sending any email is not an invasion of privacy. Invasion of privacy has 4 components under the law, and I'm going to put an article so you can understand it a little more down in the box where the show description is. But remember these 4 parts. It is the appropriation of your name or likeness, the intrusion upon seclusion, which I guess some people could say email is, but it's not. We'll talk about that in a second. Portraying someone in a false light or publicly disclosing private facts about someone. So if you were going to email your patrons with a list of books that their neighbor checked out last year, that would be an invasion of privacy. If you were to email your patrons and include their social security number, if you were gathering that for some reason, I don't think libraries do that for the most part, that would be an invasion of privacy. I think the intrusion upon seclusion is kind of where people get a little caught up, and there's a simple way to think about that in terms of email. People don't have to, you're not intruding on their lives. They get the email in their box, they can delete it, or they can unsubscribe. They don't have to open it. You're not forcing them to look at the message. What you're doing is making sure your community knows about the services and the collection items that you provide. And by the way, these are things that they have already paid for the most part, with their tax dollars. Now, of course, there are places in the world that have laws in place that prevent libraries from just emailing their patrons whenever they want to. Those places are Europe, Canada, and the state of California. They have what are commonly called canned spam laws, which prevent telemarketing without permission and prevent emailing without direct consent. So in those places, the way that we're going to do this is we're just going to ask people to sign up for our emails. People will do it, and we're going to keep asking all the time. Ask on social media, ask when people come in to your physical branch and interact with your staff. We're just going to ask them all the time to sign up for emails, self-identify their interests if you want to make some different interest groups. If you know that you're going to be marketing certain things to certain target audiences, you can ask them to self-identify. And in every email, you're going to include an unsubscribe link. And that's going to protect you legally and also give some goodwill to your community so that they can stop receiving those emails if they want to. But for the most part, they won't. Unsubscribe rates for library emails hover under 1%. And email marketing is the most effective way to promote your library to your community. That is true for libraries, and it's true for businesses. It's true for the business that I work for in my day job, and it will be true for your library. So email is not an invasion of privacy. I want you to remember that. It is an effective way to promote your library, and you should not be afraid to email your patrons and community members. What do you think? Do you email your patrons? Have you had some pushback from senior staff about email? Have you addressed privacy concerns with your staff? I'm really curious to know, and I'm sure fellow viewers would love to hear your perspective. So go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. Or you can also go to superlibrarymarketing.com, click on the Library Marketing Show tab to send your feedback and request a topic for a future episode or nominate someone for Kudos. Kudos this week goes to the Oakland Public Library. They have a librarian there who has been collecting things that people have accidentally or on purpose, I guess, left in books that they have returned to the library. Things like plane tickets and ticket stubs and all kinds of things. So she's been collecting them for something like 10 years, scanning them, and Oakland has given her a space on their website that's really cool to do an online exhibit, kind of a permanent online exhibit of all these things that people have left. It's a really fascinating study into the ways that material things play a part in our life. So I just wanted to give them kudos for giving her the space to do that. I think it's just a really cool project. It probably drives a lot of traffic to their website. So kudos to the Oakland Public Library. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so that you get a notification every time I post one of these videos. Of course, comment, let me know what you thought of today's video. As always, thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see you next time.